Hey folks, Ken Poole with Engel and Volkers here with you. Just wanted to share a little bit of information about the market right now. It does appear that the seller's market is softening a bit. It's still extremely in the seller's favor right now. However, the offer nights are going to start to let up a little bit. You're going to start seeing more and more people listing for what they actually want instead of the low price and then the bidding war with 10, 20, 30 offers on offer night. That stuff is going to calm down. For how long, I don't know, but the direction is definitely moving towards more and more inventory, giving buyers more choices. So I'm going to go over some numbers with you. If you have any questions afterwards, please get in touch. I always love hearing from you. So anyhow, without further ado, enjoy stats time. Okay, here we go on the data. I'm going to try and get through this quickly just to be respectful of your time. So the table I have in front of you, you'll see that we've got number of new listings each week. This is going back to 2021, last year. Now this is all of February up here, and then this continues down by each week. Now, the thing I'm going to draw your attention to across here is we go over a couple of columns. We have the number of listings that were taken off the board. That's either canceled, expired, or sold. So if that was the case, they came off the board, new listings go on the board, right? So the difference between those things are going to be the net growth in listings on the board. So for instance, let's look at the first week of March here. We had 348 new listings go on, but 332 came off. That means we had a net growth of 16. Now I know my head's in the way here. That's cumulative since January 18th of 2021. That's just an arbitrary date. That's when I started tracking. Okay, and you can see that number is growing as we go through 2021. So I just wanted to backdate it here a little bit, show you what happened last year in comparison to what's going on this year. So if we move ahead, now notice this blue April, that's where the next table picks up. That's that same spot. So we can see that cumulatively all the way to late June last year, the number of listings on the board, the net listings were growing and growing. So that means the inventory was going up and competition was going down, right? So that's kind of what happened last year. We felt that in the market. Things slowed down a little bit through May, June, July. Less offer dates, less competition, getting closer to a balanced market. It was still a seller's market all year round, but a little bit more healthy during that time of year. Just there was more options, more things to choose from. Now, if we look after this time though, and all the green means the inventory was growing on the board, red means we lost inventory. Okay, once we get to late July and through August and through the rest of the year, look at all red. Okay, so we did peak out at 506 higher than middle of January that year. Everything goes back to that January 18th, 2021. Look at all the red here, and it's dropping, dropping, dropping. Okay, by the time we're in October, we've lost basically 270 net listings or so. And then by the time we get to the end of the year, we're actually over 200 lower than we were mid-January the year before. Okay, look at all the red. All these weeks we lost listings. Now as soon as we turn to the new year, and by the way, this was like historically low, the number of listings we had at the end of the year in 2021. Okay, so as we turn to 2022, look at this now. Green, 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 okay, by 11, 27, 8. But then look how much more inventory we start gaining. 20 that week, 27 that week, 38, 70, 32, 80, 65, 34. Huge growth, okay? So, if we go back here, the turn of the new year, we're minus 217. As of the end of last week, we're plus 195. So we've gained over 400 listings of inventory since the turn of the new year. So the market is slowly getting softer. It's still a seller's market, but there are a lot of indicators that we're seeing right now. I'm not going to go through all of them. Cancellations are starting to slowly pile up. That's when people are doing the offer date They're not getting what they want on the offer night. They're canceling the listing, and then they're relisting the next day for the actual asking price they want, and are not any longer holding offers. Okay, that's why you've seen listings get canceled, and then the people relist at a higher price. And you're wondering, well, they didn't sell at that price. Why would they list higher? Well, it's because they were asking for a certain price, but it wasn't actually what they wanted. It was just to draw traffic and then do a bidding war. If that doesn't work out, they cancel it and they put it back on for what they actually want. I know it doesn't look good to the public. That's what's happening. So when you see that, you can explain it to others what's going on. So here you can see the inventory growth. Here's from mid-January last year. Inventory ballooned up early June, then it just started dropping off a cliff all the way through to the new year here, and now you can see it's rocketing back upwards. It's going up pretty quick. Probably by the time we get to April, May, we're going to be in and around this area again. So if you're buying, that's kind of the time that should be in your wheelhouse. Look for that this year. Now, a couple other things I wanted to show you. If we look at last year, one of the things I was tracking was sale price over original list price. So you can see almost everything, well, on average, was going over asking. But when the asking price isn't actually what you want, right? When people do that, they list for $599, for instance, knowing it's going to go for like 700,000 or 800,000. Well, then the sale price is going to be significantly higher than the list price, right? So if I track the average sale price to original list price numbers, that gives me an indication of how frequently the holding offers date thing is happening, how often prices are going up well above asking. So as we can see here, January, February, and somewhat into March last year were kind of the peak. Like, it actually peaked mid-February last year, right? 11% above. And then it started dropping off. And as we got into June, July, and August, that strategy was kind of not happening. People were asking for what they wanted. Sale prices were right around asking, sometimes a little above. And then as the inventory started to tighten up again, getting through September here, October, and into November, you can see the percentage above asking started to ramp up, okay? And then as we remember what I was saying about the end of December, early January, like the inventory levels were historically low. Look at what started happening here. 8% above, 13, 16% above asking on average. Now it's starting to come back down again, okay? So slowly we're gonna start seeing the offer dates become less frequent. Instead of all of them having an offer date, that's starting to drop off. The cancellations are piling up. Hasn't done anything to slow down the sale prices though, okay? I mean, even from December to January last year, the numbers were like 14% higher sale price on average. And that's because the prices were leapfrogging when we had almost no inventory. So just a little bit of an indication. There's lots of other indicators I have numbers wise. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to go over it with you. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're all doing well. If you are considering making a move, don't ever try and time the market. This is just for information purposes only. It's a little more useful to those who are holding on to something and considering selling an extra asset, or they're selling and moving to an area where the price point is much lower. This can be particularly important, but all of these things have to be taken into account for a strategy, no matter what way you're making a move. So if you have any questions about it, I would love to answer them. I hope you're all doing well. Take care. Bye for now.